Hi, welcome to my channel, Barking Mad with the exclamation mark. This is vlog 37.
The road trip.
Hi YouTubers and hi subscribers. Thank you very much. My name is Trevor, this is my channel, Barking Mad with the exclamation mark. Never before have I ventured on a 250-mile trip each way to buy a car, basically, to part exchange one and to come back in another. Especially an electric car with 100 to 140 odd mile range. Let's see how the journey went. Good morning everybody, and Dottie and Toto are up. They've had their breakfast and so am I, but I've not had my breakfast, and that's because I'm going to have a McDonald's breakfast, most probably somewhere like Cherwell Valley. That's my intended stop. Oh my god, what time of day is this to get up? It's still pitch black out. But the street lamps have come back on, so I know it's gone 4 o'clock. In fact, it's 5:15. I'm about to leave. Let's go and do the changeover. Here we are, Cherwell Valley Services behind me. About a third of the way there. Got about 2.5 hours to go. I think it's time to use their services and to have a McDonald's breakfast. Well, there's not McDonald's here, so it might be a Burger King breakfast. Yum. Gotta say, Cherwell Valley, rubbish. What have you done to your services? I used to love these services when I used to come to Leicester. Oh my gosh, most things are closed except extortionate pret-a-manger. I refuse to do that one. Cost a huge queue for. Thankfully, a Costa machine that you can pay at the machine for. Yes. But £3 for a little coffee. Although it's a big mug. A big cup. I put the wrong cup in, so I've got my money's worth in paper anyway. Hope it fits my cup holder. So all and up was, couldn't use the loo, everything was in use. So next services it is. We're at Trowell Services, northbound. And it's a glorious sunny day. It's been a really good journey. We're in Nottinghamshire. Aye up my duck. So it's catching. So yep, and I've just seen the electric charging points for this side. So many lorries here. God, it's quite intimidating, to be honest. But anyway, I'm gonna go and try and get something to eat here and another coffee, and I need to use their services definitely. Okay. You take care, and most probably see you there then. Here we are at Tidwell. This wasn't working yesterday, so I am 35%. It was a bit squeaky pants if I was going to make the next one, because I had to drive further from the centre of Scunthorpe in the end, and I'd have got to possibly Trowell where I was going with about 14%. I might have clicked into turtle mode about then. So anyway, we're charging. This one is working, thankfully, and she looks pretty. Okay, so because I haven't got the app set up yet, those blue lights on the dash, they tell you, they split the battery into 3 segments basically, and when it's on permanently, that means that part's charged up. So we're charging the 3rd section up. Foot on the brake, press the start button. It won't let me move, but there we go. So I've got 103 miles, but I had 6 bars on the battery temperature. Oh, let me just turn that off. And I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the temperature. Okay. It's a bit of a pain.
You might not be able to reach destination. Press button to check.
I've set it all up now.
Guidance to your destination.
Oh, she's not annoying, is she? 105 miles, the next one's 45 miles. I'm going to terminate this here. I'm going to terminate this here and go to the next one, which is Abingdon. It's a retail park, and then I'm going to see if I can give that a damn good charge up then to get me home without stopping at another one. I'm going to really try that. Okay, so I'm on, it's 45 miles I think it says, so I've got plenty in there. Okay, I'm off. Hello, good morning, it's Tuesday, the day after the road trip. So I'm going to split this into sections so it doesn't become one big boring blab about the day. So first of all, the Skoda. Sophie the Skoda. I had Sophie for just over a year, and yeah, he got very attached. It was a car that I bought that I didn't want to buy because I had to give up my, well, I didn't have to, but I chose to give up my electric Hyundai Ioniq, which was a great car, was a lovely car. But unfortunately, redundancy pressed the change for me because I had no job. Sophie also gave me the chance to earn a living with her, doing the Amazon. And she accommodated the parcels very easily. She was a perfect size. And that's why any replacement had to be of a very similar shape, style and size. She was also, because she was the green tech model, she was very economical. Yesterday's trip going up, she averaged 77.4 miles to the gallon. Fantastic. It was with regret, really, that I had to change. Fuel prices have gone up astronomically here in the UK, and the average seems to be about £1.45, £1.47 at garages. Unless you're on the services, rip-off time, I know they have to be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. You do expect to pay a little bit more for things. But £1.66.9p a litre is just absolute rip-off. And I hope she goes to a good home. Up for sale now, $5,099. Nice little market, isn't it? £2 markup, or over £2 markup. Not bad going. Anyway, that's Sophie. So the journey up. The journey up, it was a case of getting up at 4, left here at 5:15. That's here is in Gosport, Hampshire, south coast of the UK. And my intention was to have a breakfast stop, McDonald's or something, at Cherwell Valley, which is just as you leave the M40 and join the A43, which takes you to the M1, but it's at that junction that Cherwell Valley services. And I used to stop there and used to go to Leicester. And it's a lovely services, it's got everything you want, it's not too big, huge load of parking, brilliant. Except that was 16 years ago. Oh God, it's changed. It's been modernised. It's now got 2 entrances into the car park, which makes it very confusing which one you want. And I arrived there 7:30. I'd intended 7 to 7:15, so I was a little bit behind schedule. 7:30, and only 2 food places were open. Unbelievable for services. Burger King was shut. Something else was shut. Costa was open, but huge queue. And Pret a Manger, I call it something else, but I don't say that here, was open with very little queue, but extortionate prices. I can't stand the shop. To me, it's for people with more money than sense. A bacon roll, 2 rashers of bacon in an unbuttered roll, sealed in a plastic thingy. £4.20, £4.40. So I was not paying that. So reluctantly, I paid £2.99 for a Costa coffee out of the machine. I need a big mug for a medium one. I got my money's worth in the mug. So I did go on to the next services, and now I did get a Burger King sausage bap, sausage tomato sauce in a bap and a black coffee. £2.79 I think it was. Fantastic. And I've got to say, Burger King, your sausage bap was absolutely gorgeous. I wish I'd bought 2. Oh my god. But your coffee, it could have been anything in that cup. It was a black coffee and it was just hot. It certainly didn't have any resemblance to caffeine or coffee whatsoever. So they were my 2 stops going up. That's all I needed, and I arrived at the dealership at roughly about 10:30. So the dealership. The dealer is Wright Car Supermarket in Scunthorpe, and my salesman was Luke. And I've got to be honest, my conception of used car supermarkets, or car supermarkets, because I think they sell new ones there as well, is based on ones that are based around London area. There's been a few and come and go around Portsmouth. They're not great reputation. Something goes wrong, they don't usually want to know, then they just want to take your money. There's the car and give you next to nothing for yours. I've got to say, this was a really pleasant experience, and certainly 5 stars. Luke was extremely helpful, able to message him any time of day with any issues or anything you thought of, and patient as hell. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. They offered me basically £800 more than we bought the car. They admitted they were paying more and we felt it was worth more, which was very nice. And the car I bought, which was a Nissan Leaf 2017 Ascenta, 30 kilowatt model, thank you Toto, with 18,000 miles on it. And it was claimed from a little video walk round thing we did. It looked very good, and it had the 2 chargers in it, so it had the 3 kilowatt and the 6 kilowatt optional charger in it. Brilliant for quick home charging. And it had the 12 bars for the battery. Also good. It's Toto chatting. So really brilliant. So I turned up there about 10:30 roughly, and I looked around the car, and it's just like new. Not a mark on it inside or out. Absolutely pristine. Fantastic. Great car. And because it's one of the last ones they made of 30 kilowatt, it's got a few little niceties about it, like the blackout privacy glass at the back, which was only on the Techno, and also the silver door handles, which once again was only on the Techno. So I'm really pleased. It's got a few nice, and it's got the folding door mirrors. The original owner might have had that part as an option. I don't know. So really pleased. Just walk around the front, and on the dashboard are 3 blue lights. It separates the battery into 3 segments, into a third for each light. And when the blue light is on permanently, that means that third of the battery is charged up. If it's flashing, then it means that bit's charging. If it's off, that bit's yet to charge. Quite a simple little concept. Behind I do it on the Ioniq. I'm assuming other car manufacturers do similar sort of things. But I noticed one of the 3 was on permanently, the second one was flashing. Anyway, Luke went round and got the car, and I was going, how many miles on it? 45. Well, he said 50, it's actually 45. That moment totally threw out the whole concept of my planned charges, my planned stops, everything with the boot. Because with every rapid charge, the battery's going to get warmer. And you get to about 4, and it's
go into the bed. And you don't really want to do that with the battery. You've got no active cooling, it's passive cooling only on this leaf. All leaves are bar the 62 kilowatt on the new one. So anyway, I didn't know, but there was 2 Lidls in Scunthorpe. So on leaving, I found it on Google Maps, went to the first one. Oh my god, that was in quite a rough area. No charger. Okay. Turned around, came out of there, and I went to the other one, which wasn't that map, and plugged it in there to charge up. And there starts the journey home. So the journey home. Got to the Lidls with the charger. It's a pod point. Plugged it in, and then I noticed the screen on the charger was blank. It wasn't working. I've got a pod point app on my phone, and I activated it from the app. Thankfully, the charger was working despite the screen being blanked, and I got it working, and it charged me up. I went into Lidl's and found they didn't sell sandwiches. It charged up pretty damn quick. I didn't want to put too much in it, but realised it might be a bit of a struggle to get to my intended, what was the intended first charge at Trow's services on the M1, because the M181, the M180 and the M18 do not have services on their rechargers on. So you had to wait till you get to the M1. There is a services that starts with W. I can't think what it's called off the top of my head. That charger wasn't working. It came up on ZapMap as a fault. But the second one was Tibnall, and that hadn't had the charger working yesterday, but according to ZapMap, it was working today. So I thought, okay, there's a get out clause if it gets a bit squeaky bum to get to Trow services, which is 14 minutes further on from Tibnall services. So anyway, I charged up to, I think I had about 107 miles in the car, and I've got to be honest, at this moment in time, I didn't know how quick that was going to drop, how much or how little the previous owner had driven it, but I didn't know how calibrated the GOM, as it's called, the gasometer, and the mileage, and you got the percentage thing with the Leaf, which is brilliant. You've got 2, if you like, mileage things. You've got 1 in miles and 1 in percentage. They should almost tally up. Be nice if the GOM was slightly higher, which it was. So anyway, off I toddled, and I did keep it at about 56 to the annoyance of many people on the motorway. But thankfully, everyone just passes you. I kept it steady, no aircon on. It was very pleasant actually. But I got to just before Tibnall services, I noticed I was down to about 40 miles. So I came off at Tibnall services. So I did this first charge at Lidl's, and that cost me £3.33. Second charge was at Tibnall, and I pulled in there with 30% battery, and I did a charge there. That charged up really quick.
Here we are at Tidwell. This wasn't working yesterday, so I am 35%. It was a bit squeaky pants if I was going to make the next one, because I had to drive further from the centre of Scunthorpe in the end, and I'd have got to possibly Trow where I was going with about 14%. I might have clicked into turtle mode about then. So anyway, we're charging. This one is working, thankfully, and which looks pretty.
I charged up there. I then drove on past Trow services, where I was originally going to make my first stop. I was certain I could make it to my planned second charge at this point, which was Roadtrip at Northampton on the M1, just as I come off at the M1 to join the A43, and I plugged in, charged up. Whilst I was charging, I realised I didn't have to show card. It was on free vend. And whether it was just my luck or whether everyone there got free vend, I don't know. But very gratefully received. It didn't cost me a penny, except for the £7 I spent on a sandwich and a coffee in Costa while it was charging and took back to the car. It was a very quick charge as well, but it had heated the battery up to about 2 notches from the red, which My intention was to go to the next charge point, which was Fairacres Retail Park in Abingdon, and put a blooming biggest charge I can in there before it slows down ridiculously, and to try and see if I can get home without. I was going to do a final little charge, a little booster one at Sutton Scotney, just for like 10 minutes. And I was going to try to avoid that because the battery was almost on the red. So anyway, charged up at Northampton services on the A43, and what a great road this is for EVs. I found, go to 60 miles an hour, you'll use a bit more juice. Keep it to 59 miles an hour, 58, 59 miles an hour. The regen on the braking as you go down the hills, because it's quite hilly, I was putting 4 or 5 miles coming down back into the battery, coming down a hill. Fantastic. You didn't notice anything. I just had it on cruise control all the time. And coming down, you just saw the counter go up. 91, 92, 93, 94. Brilliant. And then you go up, and it might go down a couple of miles, then come down the other side, and it goes again. Absolutely fantastic. Free energy. My God. Brilliant. So get to the retail park in Abingdon, Fairacres. Very nice. And a bank of 4 Instavolt, very new and flash, chargers. Not the cheapest, 40p a kilowatt. But I thought, well, can't complain because the last one was free. So I charged it up to 93%. And that cost me £6 something there. And off I went. And I kept it to 58, 59 mile an hour on the cruise. Got to Sutton Scotney, and between the percentage and the mileage and what my Google Maps was saying on the phone, because I hadn't fathomed out how to use the built-in car sat-nav, I'd accidentally set it off, taking me to the previous owner's home address in Barnsley. So she was blabbing away how I can get to Barnsley, and I was trying to ignore her because I couldn't see how you cancel out the route. It's hidden under settings. I do know now. And I was trying to look and listen to a phone for Google Maps. So looking at the mileage on the phone that I needed to get home, looking at the mileage that was on the GOM, the guessometer, and looking at the percentage, I had roughly 35 to 40 miles buffer, which was fabulous. And when I got to Sutton Scotney, I had about the 37, 38 miles buffer, and I was quite happy to keep going, because even if I hit some of the big hills that were on the M3 at Winchester, you've got to come down and you're going to put mileage back on. And I got home with 34 miles left on the GOM. Well chuffed. Plugged it in overnight. At the last charge at the retail park, I'd preset the program for the home charging, so it came on 12:30 to 4:30. 7 days a week it can do if it needs to, which it most probably will, a little charge, because that's when I get my really stupidly cheap electric 5p kilowatt. I got home, I was knackered, I was shattered, had something to eat, and then bed. Great to see the doglets. And at this point I'm going to say a huge thank you to neighbour Sue opposite. You're wonderful. Had planned and asked for, she'd offered 2 visits for the dogs. Because of the car not being charged up, it totally threw my time schedule out. And it took basically 8 hours to get home. And she kindly did a 3rd visit for me. Very, very grateful of. Thank you so much, Sue. Without you, I don't know what I'd have done, to be honest. Thank you.
So here we are, we've just gone past Leicester and Loughborough, and what a glorious day. Went through a little bit of a thick fog, but yeah, it's quite hilly, and that's going to affect the Leaf all the way back. Look at that amazing consumption, if you can see that. I can't zoom in because I'm driving, but there we go. There's glorious views on this journey, I must admit, although there's a sign of the north. Be good when those go. all I know. But yeah, amazing the amount of lorries, considering we're short of HGV drivers. Amazing the amount of lorries on the road. It's been a good journey. She's doing really well. Didn't expect otherwise, to be honest. I'm intending to stop at Trowel Services, which is where I'll be stopping on the way back, obviously on the other side, and all with smart motorway mode again. Okay, I'm going to put this down. Okay, so we say goodbye now to the M1. We're about to join the M18 towards Holland Doncaster. It's got quite a bit busier, the roads. Look at that consumption.
Take the interchange on the left.
Look at that, 74.8 to a gallon. She's just done so well. There we go. It's a glorious day out. You can't really see much other than the motorway, really. But yep, there we go. There's loads of the wind farms up here. It's great to see. Wonderful. Well, we're now. Oops, not quite now. About to leave the M180 onto the M181, I think it is. That's our final motorway. And look at that economy. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, this is still the M180. Okay, I thought it was the M1.
Quarter of a mile at the roundabout, take the third exit onto M180 heading to Scunthorpe Airport.
I'm now on the M180. I think I've got to go to M181. Another wind farm over there in the distance. It's getting a bit more built up gradually as we're getting closer to Scunthorpe. But yeah, we're roughly 20 minutes away from the garage. Woohoo! Okay, so here we go, 20 miles later, or 20 odd miles later.
Take the M181 exit.
And which you just heard, thank you Google, we're going to take the M181 to Western Central Scunthorpe.
Continue for 2 miles.
Thank you. Wind farms everywhere, it really is good, really is good. Quite pleasant countryside despite the factories in the distance, but yeah, it's quite industrial, but very nice and countrified in between, and it's still not bad weather. Look at that, 12.5 degrees, and look at that economy, 77.6 miles to the gallon. Well done, Sophie. So here we go, M181, the last 10 minutes. So I came away with 47 miles on it. The nearest Lidl doesn't have a charger. I then found the next nearest Lidl that did have a charger. The screen on the charger wasn't working, but I did fire it up by the app, thank God. That was a pod point. So I came away from there with about 97 miles, and as you will see, it's still calibrating itself really. So although the percentage has gone down from 89% to 75%, I've actually got 92 miles range left. Going to my first of the 4 stops, it's going to be 63 miles to go. I should have roughly about 20 miles left when I get there. It's a little bit tight, a little bit squeaky pants moment, but the next one should hopefully be a bit easier. It's just this initial stage. I thought I was going to be leaving the garage with 100%. There we go, that's what's happening, and it's a very comfy ride, very quiet. It feels very big, and you feel to be a lot slower than you actually are. I'm doing 56 and it feels like I'm doing 30, but it's on cruise control, everything's good, hunky-dory. I've not got the aircon on just to conserve power and also battery temperature to keep that as low as possible, though that will increase quite dramatically with each charge. But okay, journey's good, it's still a lovely day, and I hope you're all okay. Here we go, we're about to leave Tibshaw. I've got 118 miles on there. Battery is still at 6 bars, which is brilliant. and we're going to try and get to Roadtrip at Northampton, which was the planned second charge. It'll actually be the third one, and that's 74 miles away. Technically we should do it. Great charger. I don't know how much it charged me actually, I didn't look, but just need to get home now. And it's 2:40. Sue is kindly going to do a third doggy out, letting doggies out a third time at 6:30. I reckon I'll be home about 8. Anyway, here goes. There we go. Every Leafs owner's dream. National Express coach. If you get close enough to it, you're following its slipstream. No different to any other lorry or anything. But being a National Express coach, you can get free Wi-Fi as well. So we are about halfway between the second and third charge, cruising at 59 mile an hour on the cruise control. I did put the aircon on for a few moments just to let a bit of air come through. 77 miles on the GOM, the gasometer, and 57% battery remaining. Don't think they're quite calibrated yet. I think it's going to be about 120 mile an hour mile range. I've got one tree, nearly 2 trees. That shows how green you're driving. I've got it in B mode and eco, so it accelerates quite slowly. And yeah, it's been very good actually. It's a lovely day. Couldn't have wished for better weather, I must admit. Really is lovely. But okay, onwards and upwards. Let's see how much we have when we get to charge number 3. So how brave am I? Look, 40 miles left, 27%. We're just about to leave the M1 for the A43, and that is where the charge point is. Going to go up to 90% again. Better go. Here we go. I'm on the section that's going to take me to Abingdon. On the A43 currently, got to do the M40 for a junction, and then the A34. Got 78 miles there, 63%. As you can see, the battery pack has heated up a bit. It doesn't seem to be heating up as I drive because I'm taking it steady. If I was flooring it on the motorway at 70, or not flooring it, but if I was doing 70, 80, then that would be adding to it. Got 42 minutes, 38 miles to go. Gorgeous, gorgeous sky. Absolutely been a stunning day. Could not have asked for better weather. It's not. I've not had any rain or anything. And look at that sexy dashboard with the blue glow. It just smells like new in this car. It's like driving home in a brand new car. Absolutely silent, rattle free, and it's beautiful. So here we go, just going through, coming up to Silverstone in a minute. Stunning sky, look at that. So next stop's going to be in a shopping centre, well, a retail park called Fairacres. That's in Abingdon. Got 4 banks of Instavolts there, so hopefully no queues to wait there. And I should have about 40 miles left on my GOM, and it shouldn't be too much of a charge. I'm hoping to try and miss out Sutton Scotland and go all the way home, but we shall see. We shall see. You take care, catch up in a minute. And now I charged up to about 93%, and I got home really successfully. The car's been a dream. It's cost pennies to run. Most probably overnight charge between 80p and £1 to charge it up. Fantastic. On Octopus Go, 5p a kilowatt. It's been 100% better than I was ever expecting. Considering it was one of the first of the modern day EVs we have in this country. I've sold over 500,000. I was expecting it to be a little bit basic, and it doesn't have, or this model doesn't have autopilot, one pedal driving. Oh, it's not far off one pedal driving, it's as good as, and cameras around you for the lane control, and also intelligent cruise. I do miss that, but the cruise controls are so brilliantly placed on the steering wheel. They're quite big and clunky, but it's a hand, and it's so easy. I love the car. I've not opened the owner's manual yet to see how things work. It is such a well-designed car. It all falls into place naturally. Yeah, well done Nissan, and it's British built. Well done Sunderland. You know, it's 4 years old, no rattles, no creaks, and EVs don't, because they're silent. So they're purposely made so you don't hear anything rattle, creak, bang, whatever. Very, very happy with the car. Only thing is, it's getting dirty. It needs a wash. Any offers? So thank you very much for watching. Very much appreciated. Please subscribe. It's free, and it enhances the channel. It does so much for the channel to get those figures up. I'm miles away from being paid by YouTube, miles away. I don't think that day will ever happen until I jump off the Eiffel Tower or something like that. Then I might get my viewing figures up, or my subscription figures up. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. And here's a few photos of the day. I think you've seen enough videos. Here's a few photos of the day to go out with. And until next week, keep safe, love one another, and thank you once again.